Hey guys, it is Saturday morning here in the Philippines, so it is time for us to do our free-for-all weekend video. And as promised, we're taking a look at some slam trucks today. Kind of on the contrary to what we did a couple weeks ago with the lifted 4x4 Jamboree. So today we're looking at some trucks from Hot Wheels, Jada, M2, and Autoworld. So we have all the big players in this episode with their slam trucks. And some of them have my own custom touches on them, like base swaps, tampo removed, and things like that. We'll go over that when we get to them. So, let's go ahead and get started with the ones we have in front of us. And I kind of left the whole display out for you guys instead of bringing one out individually. So there you go. There's the parking lot full of slammed rides. And then the old barn has its share of slammed rides too. So let's start here. Right here we have the M2 Goodyear Stepside. And it no longer has the Goodyear. I just did this before the video. I removed those Goodyear tampos with some acetone. And now this thing looks killer in the dark blue with the white roof. Still has the Goodyear logo in the back window, that banner sticker. And then you still have the yellow Goodyear Eagle 1 lettered tires that look like NASCAR tires. Looks pretty cool. So still has that Goodyear appeal to it. But it does have that plain two-tone look now, which I really like a lot better than having that Goodyear sticker or tampo on the rocker panel. So really dig this truck. Very nicely done. Love the 5-spokes from M2. Front end details, beautiful. Then you have your opening hood, and I believe this has an old carbureted small block in it. No, it actually has a supercharged LS series engine in it, so I'm a little surprised there. I thought it was the carbureted small block, but it looks like it has a ZL1 style engine in it. So pretty cool. Then you have all your marker lights and emblems, door handles, and then your tail lights, tailgate with Chevrolet. The year on the plate, 1979. Really cool truck. Love this now. Used to not care a lot for it because of the Goodyear logo on the door. Now it's probably one of my favorites. Definitely my favorite Stepside, but I don't have many Stepsides to choose from. So this may be my only Stepside, actually. So it's not hard to be my favorite Stepside when it's the only Stepside. But the next one on our list is one that you guys have seen a few times in some of my videos. This is your 1969 Chevy C10 from Hot Wheel Collector Club RLC with the adjustable suspension. Now she's slammed with the bags down. Now you have the bags up. So pretty cool truck. And what's cool is each wheel is separate, is independent basically. There's no through and through axle. So they have another one that's blue and white that's just really nice too. But I do favor this root beer and cream look. Very beautiful truck. And then this year in 2021, they have, the plate says up and down, which is kind of cool. Anyways, they have a 64 Chevy Impala coming up with adjustable suspension. Cannot wait to see that and get my hands on it. I'm still lacking a couple of cars from 2020. I still want to get the Charger, the Pro Touring looking Charger. I still haven't got one of those. So hopefully when I get back to the States, these things are not like way overpriced and I can get them for a decent deal and add them to my collection. RLC stuff is hard to come by here. So moving along, because we have 25 pieces, I want to give you guys a look at all of them because all of them are very unique in their own way. This is actually one of the only Jadas that I have. I have a couple other ones that we'll be taking a look at on Monday, and I'll explain that more at the end of the video. But this is one of the very few Jadas that I have that is actually true to scale. This is probably a very true to scale 164 Suburban, like a 99 to maybe 2003 Suburban. And as I said, it's pretty accurate, I would say. Maybe even a little bit small in some regards. But usually Jadas are way too big. But this one, as I said, it may be true 164 or slightly small. But really nice truck. Love the blue and those custom flames. It's from the Dub Edition with like 20-inch 5-spokes on it. One problem I have with Jada sometimes, as I told you guys before, is like paint rashing. Well, this one didn't have any problems, so that's good. The problem that it did have, though, is that they applied paint over chrome. The whole front end here is one piece, and it was all chrome, and the blue paint flaked off the bumper, so I actually painted this gloss black with some Tamiya gloss black model paint and a brush, and it kind of fit very perfectly because I was worried about trying to match up the blue, but as you can see, the insert part of the flames is like a very deep dark blue or even a black, so the black kind of corresponded very well with that. So it kind of goes very, very well together. So I was really happy that worked out in my advantage because I really do dig this truck. I don't have many Jada vehicles in my collection, but the few that I do have, I really dig. That one, I have the square body trucks that you guys seen where we did some base swapping on them. Really dig them, but they're a little bit too big to put into like a diorama and stuff. But this Suburban, on the other hand, is very nicely done for its size and everything. So here's our little Nissan Sunny with a little dog in the bed. That's like one of my added touches there. A little Rover in the bed, German Shepherd. But this is really cool because this is like your JDM kind of look of like slammed trucks. So little Sunny with flared out fenders, 4-spoke wheels with the wide body flares. Looks really cool. So that one I had to bring out here. This is from your Hot Wheels JH3 set. In my opinion, one of the best ones from that set. And secondly would be the R30. But yeah, the Sunny is definitely my favorite from the JH3 set. So moving along. This is from the newer Boulevard releases. This is from last quarter of 2020. Or no, I'm sorry, probably mid-quarter of 2020. It's a 62 Chevy with the surfboard and the solid roof. They do have newer variants now with no surfboard, and they have a sunroof. Not really into the sunroof like the original old-style casting with the solid roof and the surfboard. So it looks really good. That slammed, kind of raked stance. The front end slammed a little more than the rear end. So it looks really, really good for that era of truck. It looks good that they kind of took off the front bumper and made some kind of custom roll pan in the front and in the back too. They kind of molded the bumper in to the body. And really dig the paint job on this too. Everything on this truck corresponds really nicely. They did a really good job on the casting in general of this 62 Chevy. So, very good representation of it. Then the Super Treasure Hunt they have with that truck too is also really nice. Then we have a second variant of it, and I'll go ahead and bring that out and show you guys. This is from one of the premium car culture releases from Hot Wheels, the Shop Truck series. We just unboxed the 83 Silverado a week or two ago, and this is actually the Zamac finish with the Champion spark plug livery on it, black roof, and then surfboard once again, chrome reverse steel wheels, look really good on it. Really nice looking truck, even in this like brushed metal finish. Looks really, really good. Love how they did the side exit exhaust. Gives it that kind of like NASCAR appeal to it. Or like the NASCAR truck series. Really, really cool. So, another one that I really dig. So, moving along to an SUV again. This is your 70 Chevy Blazer. This is one of the first releases of this vehicle. This is from the 2011 Garage series. And this came from the Walmart box set. So this one you could only get in the Walmart box set. You would not have found this individually packaged. Lacking a little bit of headlight detail and tail light detail, but still not bad. Really cool with the graphics. Screams like the 90s and stuff. So it does look like a 90s dropped SUV. But still, yet, it would be respectable today. Like the graphics, the wheel choice, red line tires, very nice truck. Goes perfect for this slammed video for drop trucks. And then it does have kind of a Beltec lowered stance. So not nothing excessive, maybe like a 3.5 drop, something like that. Then we have an old school 50s Ford here, and this is a rare one. Actually, it's kind of hard to find. This is from your Ultra Hot series, and they have two versions of it, and I can't remember the other color combo, but it's a little easier to find than this, like candy tangerine or pearl tangerine, pearl orange, whatever you want to call it, with the Hot Wheels logo on the door and the white walls with the 5 slots, tilt front end with the blow and small block. And then you could see the bed floors cut out with the air tank and then chromed rear end. Looks really good. Really dig this variant of the 56 Ford F100. And then has the Ford logo on the back tailgate, louvers, and then kind of a roll pan with the tail lights molded into the body instead of having the separate tail lights. Really cool truck. Really glad that I found this. I found this at a swap meet back probably 2 or 3 years ago. I was really happy to find this one because this is like one of my favorite variants of that truck made. There are some really nice ones though in the 100% stuff. But for regular like premium stuff that you would find in a blister pack, that's probably one of the nicest ones from the Ultra Hots lineup. I think that was from the first Ultra Hots, the ones with the quarter circle blister. That was from 06, I believe. Then we have a new trend from M2 and other truck guys. I'm not a big fan of it, but the bedless dropped square body. Different by far, I will say that. Definitely different. Definitely you can see a lot of nice detail in it with the exhaust, the air tanks, the gas tanks on the side, and then I had this apart before and showed you guys and was bragging about the metal frame. Very cool, very detailed. I do appreciate it because of all the detail in the frame and chassis of this compared to like a normal M2. Like there's not much going on there on the chassis, just some basically ridges and lines to indicate rear end, floorboard, and such. But this, though, on the other hand, is very cool. It has whole separate frame, and then the interior bucket acts as your floorboard for the cab and such. Lacking a little bit because there's no drive shaft there, but it is cool that they put the oil pan, the transmission pan, it looks like, the rear end, but as you can see, it's lacking a drive shaft, but hey, not bad at all though. Do like that square tube frame separated. So once again, cool with the detail in your grille and all of that. This one, let's see what's under the hood of this. This has a LS style engine. I can see the top engine cover, but it's not the blowing LS style, I don't think, like the square body Stepside here. I think it's just your typical like LS6 or something like that, or LS1, LS2, whatever they're running nowadays. But definitely a cool truck. As I said, though, I prefer them with beds, but hey, that's just my own perspective on it. Now, moving over here to the big parking lot from Mini GT with all of our drop trucks. So we're going to start from the back and work our way forward. So this one you seen me unbox a couple weeks ago. This is the only Hot Wheels 83 Silverado I have here because we already unboxed the shop trucks just last week, so I didn't bring him back. Wanted to bring back one we haven't seen for a couple months, and that would be this guy. So cool, that has the Golf livery. As I said before, I think they're overdoing it with the Golf livery, but that's my opinion. I would rather see it on actual like race cars than a square body or a Honda or something like that. I would rather see it on like a Porsche or something like that, or a NASCAR even. Something that is actually a race vehicle, or even the tow vehicle for the race car. So truck may be suitable for the Golf livery and put a trailer behind it and put a race car on it and such. But still yet cool, different, that's for sure. Then we have another Blazer from the 2011 Garage Series. This is one of two that were in separate blister packs outside of box sets. This is the red one, which I really dig the detail on the grille, the billet grille, silver painted headlights. And then also the detail on the tailgate, the Chevrolet, the trim around the tail lights and such. Wish they would have done something about that big post in the back where they put the rivet for the body. I wish they would have done something like a front rivet and then the plate back here where the body slides in, kind of. I think that's... No, that's not how they do that one, but there's a couple of Hot Wheels that they do that with, where like there's a notch back here, a little slot, or the chassis slides in and locks in place and there's only one rivet. Actually, this guy is like that, except they do it with the grill instead. This is the old school edition of the Stepside. We'll go over him in a minute. But that's what I would like to see and get rid of this big post. But besides that, I love this casting. This one's actually beautiful because it looks like a bone stock K5 Blazer from 1969, 1970 that somebody put a Beltec drop kit on, and that's it. They left it bone stock and just dropped it. Looks fantastic. Then you have the other one, which I don't have. That's the only one I'm lacking from the garage set, is the one I'm going to tell you about now. It's like a charcoal gray, real deep gray, and it's either a black or dark blue two-tone with gray 5-spokes on it. That one and the red one are the ones you'll find in the individual package. Now, since we're already on the topic of Blazers, I'm going to skip the square bodies there from Autoworld and go to this Blazer. This is the one from the TRU box set. Same thing from 2011 from the garage lineup, and this is the one that you would have found in your Toys R Us exclusive box set of Ford vs. GM. And this one is actually facing the opposite way. As you guys know, most Hot Wheels are facing with the passenger side out. This one is facing with the driver's side out. That way it would be a face-off with the 67 Ford Bronco in that series. They had a Bronco, a Blazer, then they had the Camaro and Mustang. The Camaro was also facing the opposite way in the package to give it that face-off of Ford versus GM, which I thought was pretty cool. And this is another one that looks like a stock 70 K5 that somebody just took and put a Beltec drop kit on. Maybe did something with the rolled in like front bumper and then the roll pan on the back, but still tastefully done. As I said, the other one from the Walmart set kind of looks like a 90s like sport truck, mini trucking type paint job, something like that. But still, as I said, it would be acceptable today if you're into that wild thing. I'm into the more conservative dropped look, so definitely love the gold and the red Blazers. So let's do the other C10 here, K5 style, well, 67 to 72 style truck. So this is your 69 Chevy, custom 69 Chevy, which they've redone this year, well, last year, I should say, because it is 2021 now. Still getting used to that. So in 2020, they redid this truck and then released it as a Super, but it's a lot smaller than this because now it has double rivets, I believe. And the front end is slightly different, maybe. I don't know. I don't have one at my disposal. But this one is a little bigger, a little beefier. And as I said, how this is assembled, you put the front end first. The grille is part of the chassis, so it kind of locks it in place. As you can see, it kind of flexes a little bit when I pull on that front axle. Then you have the one rivet back here, which is cool. And that's what they should have done with the Blazer. And they would have had some kind of like license plate slide in slot here, and they could have eliminated that big tower thing inside the vehicle where the rivet goes, and they could have just put a front rivet. So anyways, hopefully they may retool that and fix that problem. If not, I don't care. I would just like to see it released again in some stock style paint jobs, or even some like trucking type paint jobs. But right now we've just seen it appear again in the pop culture, and then it was a Zamac mail-in back in 2018, which was also cool. Now this one here is from your J-Case garage series that these Blazers are from, and this is a really rare piece. This came in the same case as the Power Wagon, the yellow and black one that's super rare and super desirable. Same thing with the black and tan number 67 Ford Bronco, the 70 Ford Torino, the pink 65 Chevy Impala, and then there was this guy. There may have been one more that I forgot about, but anyways, that's the ones that come to my mind right now. This usually has white wall tires. As you can see, I flipped the tires on this, and it usually has a chrome lip. I don't know why, but in hot weather, or maybe just from age, the chrome lips on these plastic wheels tend to rub off very easily. So don't store these in hot, humid climates, and you may have that problem where the chrome rubs off the lip. Or it may just be because of age or poor chroming. I'm going to vouch, though, that it's probably from the hot and humid conditions, considering this truck came from the Philippines, and I never seen it happen in the States before. And I have a couple other cars that this has occurred with, so that I have gotten here. So that's why I'm blaming hot and humid weather for it. But this is a really cool truck, though. This is my step side of that truck. And then we have the slammed Nissan. That is a favorite of Chris Walker. I know it because he's big into mini trucks and such. So he's done a lot of customs on this. They just released this for like the California convention as a convention vehicle. And if you guys remember the 90s S10 that had the convertible top and all the speakers in the bed that they released, and had the ultra hot style disc wheels with the little slots in them. This is the same paint job that was on that S10. And they released that S10 back in probably 90 or 91, back in the height of the mini trucking craze. So they had that, and then they kind of redid the paint job on this one. So pretty cool. Gives it that nostalgia look, that early 90s mini truck and paint job, and that slammed airbag stance. And you can see that the frame is C-notched also with the airbags, kind of like the 83 Silverado. Same kind of setup with the C-notched frame. So anyways, moving along, now we have the one of the more desirable and one of the first Miho exclusive square bodies. It was this one and this one that were released together. This one right now has a chassis from an Edelbrock. It doesn't have a stock chassis anymore. The stock chassis would have had these wheels on it that I put on the Coke because I robbed the stock suspension from the Coke and put on a black and white one, which I don't have that one out here, but that is where these wheels came from. Usually this Coke has the stock wheels like this Coke. So this Coke is unaltered. The yellow one is altered. The yellow one did have these, but it had black wall tires. And slightly different wheels because this is a GMC Grande or Granada, whatever you want to call it, and Grand. But the other one, the other Coke one, is a Chevy C10, so that's the difference. The wheels are slightly different, but not much different. So that's basically a rundown on some custom things I did on some of these, which you did see a video where I've done some base swaps on the square bodies. And here's another one that has a chassis from the black and white one. As I said, the black and white one I really favored, so I bought like 4 or 5 of them and swapped chassis around in a bunch of them, because this one has black custom 5-spoke wheels. Well, I took that chassis and put on a black and white truck, then took the chassis from the black and white truck and put on this guy to kind of brighten him up a little bit. That way it has a little more appeal. I think it looks better with the chrome wheels than the black wheels. That's my opinion. So actually I did that base swap to favor the Moon Eyes. And I still have a stock Moon Eyes. I just didn't bring him out. Then we have the 2007 Chevy Silverado. One of the very few times, I think this is the only time, the 2-wheel drive variant has been released with rubber tires. Unfortunately, this is from the first year of the car culture stuff. I think this is like the 3rd or 4th release, JH1, and then you had like Euro style, then you had the trucks. And when they were on the small cards, they were not adding any headlight or tail light detail. Still die-cast on die-cast and rubber tires, but no tampo details in the front or rear, unfortunately. That's the only thing this truck's lacking. Besides that, it's a great looking piece. And I do like how the bike is like a black color. The bed floor is chrome and such. Kind of breaks it up a little bit. Like the big diameter 5 spokes. Looks pretty good. But wish it had the headlight and tail light tampos. Now, moving along, another one from M2, forgot to show you guys this one. This is your Big Kahuna. This is the most recent release that I have. I know there's a lot more after this one, but this is my most recent. Kind of lost track of them because there's just so many square bodies nowadays. Love square bodies, love Chevy trucks. I own a Chevy truck, but I am going to say that the square bodies are becoming overplayed in my opinion. But still love them, still will buy them, but I just stopped buying every single release because you'll go broke trying to get all of them. One thing that I did, I still had the Big Kahuna surfboard, but I put my Moon Eyes surfboard in here that I robbed from the Datsun 620 Moon Eyes hobby release when I had it. I sold the truck, but I kept the surfboard. Love the surfboard, looks really cool. And then, actually, it'd probably look better in this guy here, and then I could get the Moon Eye or the Big Kahuna surfboard back and put in the Big Kahuna. So yeah, why not? Wish it was yellow and black. So we'll give the Big Kahuna back his Big Kahuna surfboard, and I have it at my disposal, so might as well just put it back in there and have a Big Kahuna and then a Moon Eyes. So there you go. Now, if you noticed, I love Mopars, but I had no dropped Mopar trucks. They don't make a lot of dropped Mopar trucks, unfortunately. But I do have this one from the Truck Jamboree set that was released by Greenlight a few months back, and I forgot to mention this guy. This is the only Greenlight in our lineup today. I thought I didn't have any Greenlights, but I do. This is your D100, like a 67, I believe, something like that. And it is the closest thing I have to a dropped Mopar truck. Not really dropped, but it does have some custom paint job, and it does have the custom like Krager or American style wheels. Looks a little dropped, maybe, but overall, I'm going to say it's not really dropped, but it does, yeah, it is a 67. It does have that like truck-in type appeal to it, so it's definitely not lifted. It's definitely not a 4x4, so I'm going to say maybe a slight like 2-3 drop or something like that on this one. So that's the only Mopar in our lineup today, unfortunately. And then we have another one that is not really dropped, but it is a custom SUV. This is from Team Bartwell, I believe. This is your 03 Cadillac Escalade with some big like 22-inch 6 spokes on it. And this is a very cool truck too. Pretty much accurate to scale. Nicely detailed with the grille, the headlights, turn signals, has side mirrors, everything like that. Tail light tampos, Cadillac emblems. Yeah, Team Bartwell. So very nicely done truck. And that's your Escalade, and here's your Bourbon from Jada. As I said, the Jada is pretty good because the Team Bartwell Caddy, I think, is pretty much spot on for scaling. The Bourbon seems to be pretty good, too, sitting next to this one. It would have had an extra foot or two in the wheelbase, so they look pretty good together. So hats off to Jada for getting one right with scaling. They have a lot of cool looking cars. They're just a little bit out of whack with the scaling. So guys, that wraps it up for our Slam Truckin' video for today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have not subscribed yet, please remember to do so. Please give me a thumbs up. Tell your friends about my channel. Share the video if you like. And be sure to tune back in Monday because I am going to be doing another Barn Find Project Vehicles video. It is going to be Barn Finds and Project Vehicles Part 2. That is my most popular video to date. I think it's got close to 6,000 views. So I am bringing you out a Part 2. I've picked up some more very rusty, beat-up cars from Jada and from Johnny Lightning. So I'll be bringing those out with all the originals and set up a nice little display for them and such and show them to you guys on Monday. So that will be our premium unboxing on Monday. So be sure to tune back in for that. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss it. And thank you guys for watching. Have a great weekend, and I will see you come Monday.